My name is Lucas Ridley with digitalcreatorschool.com, and this is the sixth kind of playthrough, um, continuous playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. So where are we? We are still Ellie, and we are trying to find um, one of the people from the Polaroids we found on um, who spoiler alert killed Joel. So we're going after them, um, and I'm just trying to get this set up on the iPad so I can see if anyone has any questions that I'll be able to answer them. Um, there's always a bit of a delay, so the questions asked and me responding are a little can be a little delayed. So one sec. Okay, here we go. Cool. So let's get started. I'm gonna play for about maybe 2 hours or so.
To retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
No way. Not after what went down last time. Even Isaac isn't that crazy.
What I heard.
So there's two people on patrol up here. Let's see I forget what I have in my inventory. Let's put on the silencer. Can we craft? Let's see if we have any. Oh, and yeah, if you haven't been watching yet, I'm streaming because I worked on the game. That's why I'm. Not that you really need a reason, but that's why I'm playing this game. Is because I worked on this game for about a year, and all the previous ones I've been answering questions about animation, working on this game, working in this industry in general. So oh, there's some up top, so we need to get in the grass for sure. Oh no, there's more than two. There's three. So we got one up top. I don't know. Yeah, he's very dull on the listening mode thing. I wonder if I could take him out with a silencer. I'll have to make sure that no one can see me pop up when I aim. See who we're dealing with. There might be more too. Yeah, looks like there's one over there. And there. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people. All right, I think yeah, silence is going to be the best bet. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of people. Imagine being getting this job. Like, may wander around like with 4 other people just in a small area. Trying to think which way we should sweep, left or right. I really want to take this guy out though. It's going to be a really difficult shot. Ooh, but got it. Headshot. No one knows because I got the silencer on. Only got one more shot with the silencer. Thanks for joining, everybody. Whoever is joining, give me a shout out so I know who it is. I like how they walk backwards so you can't confidently. I'm scared. I can't. I feel like I already used my luck on the first headshot that was successful. And I need to. Yeah, because there's going to be someone walking. Are they coming this way? I can't tell which side they're on. Hey, Will. Yeah, whenever it shows like the numbers changing and people joining, it doesn't tell me what their names are unless you're chatting with me. Then I'll be able to tell who it is. How's the beach going? Are you guys still... Oh no, they got a dog.
Am I crazy or are we a few people right?
Is there someone above me?
This is taking all of
Oh,
the
there's someone right there. Ah! Drag him, drag him, drag him. I might have to pull him back into grass a little more because someone's going to see him. I didn't realize he was coming up on me so quick. And then he could... it's weird that he could see me in the tall... Because I thought in the tall grass, you're not supposed to be able to see you. Definitely need to watch out for the dog. Whoa, what is that? There was a... Okay, that was that one. Definitely need to watch out for the dog. I'm kind of surprised I don't see my scent trail, which clues in the dog. I kind of want to take everyone else out and then throw something to take out both the dog and the handler at the same time. Just like... I feel like I should be a professional at this. I'm just gonna say that. No, I feel like I'm getting lucky with those. But there is like a little bit of sway in the aim on this pistol, so it makes me nervous to go for those long shots like that. Alright. I can't tell what this guy's pattern is over here. I think they're just staying in... Oh no, oh, there's 2. 3. I wonder if someone's gonna see the guy I just shot. Doesn't seem like everyone's staying on that side. If I throw... Oh yeah, they saw him.
There's someone here.
Yeah, alright.
Ran out. Check the entire courtyard.
Alright, now they're on alert. I thought if I shot that guy in grass, they wouldn't see him, but... Hey, Joe the Frame Thief. I don't know if you... That's the first time you've joined, I think, Joe. Is it? I don't remember...
Carrie? I'm on it.
Oh, I didn't mean to throw 2 at her.
Right over here!
I can't even see. I'm just shooting blind. Yeah, this was a bad move. I was doing so good, too.
Go on, boy, get her!
Dodge, dodge! Boom!
I got her!
Oh, they've got a bomb. Oh, I didn't know they had smoke bombs. That's the first time I've seen that. What is the dog spazzing out over there? The dog's tail is freaking out.
Heads up!
Oh. Is there someone over here? Or is that the dog spazzing out? What is going on with that? That is nightmare fuel. Oh gosh, okay, I'm getting distracted here. Boom, you're dead. I need medical attention. There's Nikki.
The hell did she go? Hunt her down.
Is it just this guy? Boom! Oh, interesting, because I had the bottle. Because I had the bottle, I hit him in the head with the bottle first. Ooh, let's get that. That's the first time man, there's so many firsts. Like, I've been playing this game for hours, and I'm still seeing a lot of firsts, especially whatever was going on with that dog was terrifying. Looks like it. I feel like they should put a, they should have had like a time thing. It looked like he got caught up in a collision, like penetrating with a collision object, so it was just telling it to like spaz out constantly. Really trying to kill Abby. Yeah, that's what Ellie's trying to do. She's trying to kill everybody that killed Joel or what had a part in it. So she is on the hunt, and I forget the name of the person we're looking for right now, but Dina and Ellie found a bunch of Polaroid pictures of everyone that was on that crew, and So they're going after one of them. Just want to make sure the people I shot earlier, I'm not missing getting ammo of any kind from them. Oh, there's a guy. Let's go ahead and use the rifle because there's already rifle ammo here. And I'm full on it. Yeah, it's a little disappointing because I thought in the tall grass they wouldn't be able to see this, but I guess even in tall grass which I mean is more realistic if you get close enough to someone and they're in tall grass, you'll see them. But oh wait, there he is. And I keep forgetting. No, what is the button to what is the button to swap shoulders? I think it's triangle, maybe. Oh, gosh! Who was shooting at me? Doing a little dodging thing. Where does that come from? Can I make more med kit? Dang it. What do I need? Let's duck out of here. I forgot what the I forgot what the button is for swapping the shoulder, looking over the shoulder position. There we go. Okay, it's square on, I don't know what I'm saying, on PlayStation. This game's only on PlayStation. Where did that guy come from? He's too far away that the silence thing. I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run around. Pick up this ammo. Let's see where he's at. I got shot from behind. There's definitely someone over there. Oh! This is definitely going to test my ability here with this. If this guy comes back, I don't... I thought I shot... No, I shot someone on the roof of this thing. Swap. No, I got him good. I guess I can't get up there. Let me see if I... Can we get up here? Nope. There's definitely people still around because the music is still tense. You can also hear her breathing. One of the things they did in the game is... Oh, it was totally this guy. I'm not tall enough. Oh. Can you just throw something at him? Now this is the trap one. How long would it take to make a gun aim not steady? Are you referring to like scripting that into the game, Will, to make the player not be able to steady it? That would be part of programming and scripting the game. So that wouldn't necessarily be part of animation, because what they would use, I'm assuming, I obviously I'm not a scripter, so I didn't do that, but yeah, would be a noise. It's basically just like math. So you can generate random numbers, you can and those numbers could be are what's controlling the, let's say, the aim amount. So like an aim in general is basically like a rotation, because it's going to be pivoting from some point behind that, which is what a gun would be doing. So just in theory, what I like, if I was in a meeting for that, I would expect or suggest that that would be generated by noise. Oh yeah. Med kit, I need that all the time. I feel like those music stings is someone seeing me or about to see me. How's that, like wah 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 kind of a sound?
Anyone see her? Come on, people, we can't have lost her.
I wonder if you can get...
I got her! Behind that desk!
Oh, behind the desk, alright. They know what's up.
Keep up the pressure!
Oh wait, who's to the right? Is there another one over here? I really want to... Oh, yes. If you run at me, you're going to get a Molotov in...
Got her!
Oh, snap! Run, 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 run! These people are prepared. These people are prepared. And I was not prepared for them to have...
That way!
Boom! Right in your face! You got a special treat just because that's what I had on me at the time. The person jumped over the thing. Where are they? Oh, there you are! Boom! You ain't got nobody. Ooh. I love the contextual audio of she's behind the desk and I guess that was because it was in his chest. That was a one-shot, one killer. Maybe because it was the revolver. Alright, I got 2 more on the melee weapon, so I probably need to swap it out. Yeah, this one has 4. Need another bullet. I really like this section because there's so many people and there's so many environmental things to hide behind. But I feel like who's talking? I keep forgetting to look at this thing because at a certain distance it doesn't matter anyways. At the sound thing because they don't show up. There's a person right there, and I can't tell if they can see me from that far of the hallway. Let's find out. Nope, they can't. But oh, now you can. Pop up, pop up. Oh no, you're still there. You're not a good shot, bro. You're not a good shot. I came to play, okay? I feel like was there something? No, I guess I've looked. All the people that I should be looking for their stuff were over here. I wonder if these people back here were the same that were in the building back to the right, or if I'm gonna encounter more. Because the music changed, I kind of doubt it. Oh no, I guess this is that entrance. Okay. So let's scavenge it up. Let's see. What is this place? There's like a lab or something. One thing when so when I got the job at Naughty Dog, I was like, all right, I need to. The last game I had played was this game, I think, because I'd sold all my PlayStation stuff because I was like, I had no time for it. I was working in films at ILM, Atomic Fiction. I had no spare time, and I was just starting to teach on the side as well, so I had 0 time to play video games. And look how he's sprawled out. Like the accuracy of those collisions are something worth noting. I mean, typically, because it costs kind of more memory to have, like there would be a collision object around that chair. The chair itself doesn't mean it's a collision object, so you'd need kind of like, at least that's how, like on the horse, it was like a big sphere. It didn't match the horse's head because you'd be wasting. There was something on TikTok I want to show you and ask you about, so I could do it. Yeah, send. I think you can send a link in this chat, Will, if you want to share it. But anyways, when I got, I always start stories and probably don't finish them and don't even know it. But when I got the job at Naughty Dog, I bought a PlayStation just so I could replay the first one and get refamiliarized with this property because it had been so long.
What now?
Should go through the doors. Yeah, I just want to make sure I've scavenged everything before we leave, because I can be very loosey-goosey with my resources, especially my Molotovs. I just throw them as soon as I have them. Ooh, that sounded sketchy. Is there someone up there? How do you get up there anyways? Yeah, there's just whole areas I haven't even gone to yet. Okay, what's full? Let's see if we can craft a silencer, yeah. And then we can grab this other one right here. I can't craft that. Let's craft one of these. Yeah. Oh, I need to pick up a bottle or something somewhere too. This place is huge. I'm kind of surprised there's not... I'm kind of surprised they didn't put more people in this area than they did. Oh, I could have crawled through here. I didn't even see that spot. Joe asks, could you suggest an animation school? Yeah, Joe, what kind of animation are you interested in? Do you want to do character animation, creature animation? You want to do motion graphics animation? You want to do 3D animation, 2D animation? What kind are you looking to get into? Or do you know? And I guess maybe preface this with, like, are you in high school? Like, where are you at in your kind of education journey? And maybe what country you're in, so I know what's available to you. I feel like I should be able to get upstairs, but I don't want to waste time figuring that out because it's not obvious, so I'm just going to keep going. I'll reload before I switch. I mean, right now, just in general, you haven't responded yet with that, but like, what kind of animation? But just in general, what I would say is, especially in this time of uncertainty and quarantine. No, I want the shotgun to reload. Is definitely look at all online schools. I teach online. And yeah, I'm kind of curious too, like, how did you find this Twitch stream, Joe? Do you follow me on Instagram or? Oh, okay, cool. So you've taken. So have you only done the model part, or have you gone through the rest of it? Because there's a part of that course. That course series does teach some animation of how to do it in Maya. And he says, I'm 19 and not sure what to focus on. I've just finished the skeleton model with you. So, I'm at UV mapping. Yeah, I would just keep going through that whole course series. And the reason why I made that course is because it basically goes through everything I learned at film school for Maya. So you'll save about $49,980 by going through that course. And what that'll do if you're not sure what to focus on is expose you um, to every aspect of the pipeline, which is going to be important kind of no matter what you do, so that ooh, that's gross. Ooh, look how they run away from the light. I don't know if they're running away from me or the light. Let's see if I turn off the light. Are they still running away? I think they're running away from me. It's a little wonky. They just disappear into the wall, but whatever. Being exposed to everything is good if you don't know what to focus on, because then you can go through, like I think you said you're at UV mapping right now and you want to work at feature animations. So I would take my break into the animation industry class, because again I would just keep asking, well, what feature animation do you mean? Fully animated features, or do you mean visual effects feature animation, or stop motion animation? You know, do you want to do facial animation? Do you want to do creature animation? Do you want to do human animation? So yeah, because you're at the UV mapping part, which basically nobody likes doing, that would be a good example of. I kind of doubt like you're gonna maybe enjoy. I don't know. Some people enjoy it because it's pretty straightforward-ish, like in the sense that there's no like artistic energy you have to put toward UV mapping sometimes. So some people do like that. But anyways, the point being is, like, you know, you could go through the UV mapping section and be like, I never want to do that ever again for the rest of my life. And then you're like, cool, don't become a modeler, because you will be expected to so I guess these are all the things I should expect to find on this level that are crossed with an X. Yeah. So because you're at such an early stage and you're 19 years old, like, don't worry about it too much on the focus part, unless you're for sure like not interested in anything else. But even then, like, being somewhat well-rounded in every aspect will allow you to have intelligent conversations with other departments. Like, you know, in your case, if you want to become an animator and you need to talk to the rigging department about the rig they're giving you. But because you're so young, I just wouldn't stress out too much about it. Like, I didn't even start until I was 25-ish. I think we can hear someone talking in the game. Where are they? Are they upstairs? Oh, duh. I didn't even look at the... Let's turn off the light. So yeah, I mean, I would pursue... So if you want to do feature animation, do you know what kind of feature animation you want to do? Like what movie would be an example of a movie you would want to have worked on?
Maybe if you posted more guards, Abby would still be in the cell.
What the fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this, I'm gonna say what I think happened.
Knock yourself out. I've got work to do.
Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
So that was Nora. Straight ahead. Josie said Pixar. Yeah, so... Right, so you were right earlier in saying feature animation. That'd be the correct term. Sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to or how if they know what the words they're using are, but yeah, feature animation would be correct then. So, as far as schools, you're going to be learning this and being a student of animation for the rest of your life. Even if you get a job at Pixar, you'll still be taking or, you know, learning things. But you could look at Anim School, iAnimate, Anim Squad, Animation Mentor. are kind of the main ones. But I would also just kind of continue to expose yourself to the different opportunities out there and the different kinds of animation. Like when I graduated school, like just to be fair, most people are like who doesn't love Pixar? Everyone, you know, that's like everyone's goal, kind of like standard coming out of school. It's like I want to work at Pixar. The reality is, I know a couple of people that work there.
Don't scream.
All right, I'll tell you in a second.
Put that shit down. You remember me? Yeah. You remember me.
What do you want?
Abby was here earlier. Where'd she go?
I don't know. You shoot me. The sound will have every soldier come running.
You'll still be dead. Tell me where she went and I'll think about letting you go.
We could have killed you.
Maybe you should have. Or maybe you should have stayed the fuck out of Jackson. Where's Abby?
You still hear his screams?
What?
I hear them every night. Yeah, that little bitch got what he deserved.
Ooh.
Fucking help! Trespasser!
Oh.
Somebody, please!
Oh, wait, what? Wait, how did she close the door so quick?
Nora! You can't escape this! Damn it!
Jump, jump.
Shoot her!
This is fun. Uh-oh. Where'd she go? Did she go this way? Uh-oh. We're in a circle? Oh boy, not that way.
No, no, no!
Ah. I like how they forced the camera to slow down for a second. Oh! There's a lot of end-game cinematic. Oh, oh! A lot of end-game cinematic work here. All these like button smash, door opens.
No, wait.
Back up!
Put your gun down!
You can walk away from this, okay? I can...
Shut the fuck up!
Gun down! Hands up!
Get back!
You have nowhere to go.
Oh, she's getting the spore treatment.
Take her out!
Oh, I got a Molotov for y'all.
What's the power doing on?
Doesn't matter. Find the trespasser.
Clickers.
Oh, clickers are here. I'm gonna let them take them out.
What's wearing a mask? What the fuck are we doing? I don't care. I want her extracted. Like
Grab his ass!
Drop him! Now!
Get this!
Watch it! Take her out!
Fucker!
I'm running. I'm running. I'm running. Go, 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 go. Oh no! I was curious if they would let you get killed there. Do you want to join?
Yeah.
Nikki's gonna plug in 1 second. Okay. All right, let's check out the TikTok Will sent. This is something that he says he wants to do. So, Will, which one of these do you want to do specifically? So it looks like it's visual effects in general, Will, or is there one of these TikToks specifically that you want to do? I wish I had a bottle that I could.
It's there! Find it there!
See, I want the clickers to go after. They're the ones shooting. Go get them. Oh, come on, man. That little thing popped up for a second to be like stealth kill it. The water one.
I think that's the first one.
Is it just, yeah, that's probably the first one on there. Of the guy, let's take a look. So I'm looking at a TikTok with a guy who kind of looks like a water dude. So he's kind of
walking on grass.
he's walking on grass, like a golf course or something maybe. And he's running away from like a big giant water dude. Is that the one, Will? The giant water one? Yeah. So what that is probably motion capture. And then all he did was use the mesh as a emitter. Alright, so I'm trying to do this quieter this time. So yeah, well, you need to learn Maya or Cinema 4D or Houdini or any number of 3D softwares. I can't tell which side they're going on.
Oh my god.
So I teach, one of the classes I teach is... You're dead. Peace out. Alright, let's see if I can...
Behind you.
Is it not gonna work? You think it's... Ah, it worked this time. Let's see what I'm running into here. He does behind the scene videos, yeah. So yeah, so visual effects in general are a combination of a lot of different skill sets. And so like that one, I can't remember off the top of my head if the camera was moving or not, but so if the camera is moving, then you'd have to do track the camera. Are they coming, or did they get through the door? No. The sound is just terrible. So yeah, you need to learn 3D and visual effects. It's not something you would learn in a weekend. It will take a little time. But that one, like, that guy didn't have to animate that guy walking. That was probably kind of stock motion capture footage of a rigged character, which you could get on a website called mixamo.com. But then you need some way to generate the fluids for that, which you could do in any number of programs. Yeah, and then you just composite that in the shot. which takes a program like After Effects. So you need to learn a couple of softwares and.
Where's Abby?
You're breathing spores. You're her.
You Firefly?
There are no fireflies anymore.
Where's Abby?
I'm fucking dead anyway. Why would I tell you anything?
Because I can make it quick. Or I can make it so much worse.
Think about what he did. How many people are dead because of him?
Last chance.
I'm not giving up, my friend.
Oh, you have to hit her. I'm just gonna wait and see if she doesn't. This is like one of the critiques of the game is like, you know, they're trying to make commentary on violence, but then they don't give you a choice not to do it. But this would be like an in-game cinematic. Someone had to make an idol. Like, what if you don't press the button? And it's gotta go and go and go. And also, this is one. It doesn't appear like there's any fail state. Normally, with an IGC, you would do like an idol, a success, a fail, the action of whatever it is.
Just baked you yet?
Yeah. I've just learned movie studios like Pixar, DreamWorks have specific department simulation for cloth hair, etc. That's interesting. Yeah, it's called character effects and effects. And well, different studios call different things, but character specific things like hair, clothes, are it's called character FX, like the letters F and X. And then for water is usually the FX department, like just FX. Neither of these have anything to do with like animators in a sense. Like very rarely, if ever, does an animator have anything to do with an actual simulation, because that's usually a completely separate program, completely separate skill set.
Okay.
Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. Arms up.
That shirt shot was all over Twitter about how technically difficult that would be. Her taking the shirt off. Most games avoid that altogether. Like the amount of time to do that versus the 2 seconds you see it is like not worth it.
But it's cool. And it's cool that people acknowledge it.
Yeah, because you don't see it. You just don't see it that much.
I made her talk. It's okay. I don't want to lose you.
We get another Joel flashback.
So it sounds like they killed Joel because he didn't take her.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that yet.
That's what that girl just said.
No, she just implied it.
Oh, okay. That's what, okay.
Yeah. It's nice to see animators challenge themselves when they don't have to. Pixar does it all the time. Yeah. Are you for? Oh, you mean the shirt thing? Maybe. That wasn't really animators. That was Wasim. Was the rigger, kind of the lead tech guy at Naughty Dog for the rigging side of things. He's on Twitter, and you can find his thread describing that. So it had less to do with the animation and more to do with the technical side, because animators can only use what they're given. So if they don't have
Come on.
a rig or whatever set up for the shirt, then they
Gotta be
can't
something.
do anything about it. Can't make something out of nothing. So it's more, that shirt situation was more the tech department between scripting and rigging. But also just the decision to do it, like, hey, let's take 3 weeks or whatever it was to devote to this thing over the course of the project to make this work. Because that equates to money as well.
What is this?
So she went back to, we're at the hospital where Joel, from the end of the first game, where Joel grabbed her from. That was a awkward IGC. She like went just to pick something up. The medulla oblongata. So I guess after Jill took her away, that was the letter that was written. They were going to give up. I keep forgetting that, like, in these kind of flashbacks, I guess the resources aren't maybe as important because.
Yeah, all that resource looks good to me. I'm like, why can't you pick it up?
Yeah.
Most people have left already. I don't know which one I'm gonna join. I was one of the ones that wanted to go after the smuggler and the girl. I said, even if we found her or by some miracle found someone else that's immune, it'd make no difference. Because the only person who could develop a vaccine is dead. By some miracle found someone else that's immune, it'd make no difference. Found someone else that's immune, it'd make no difference. Because the only person.
Ellie!
It's a bit of an awkward.
Yeah.
He slid there for a second, right in front of the ambulance.
What the hell were you thinking? Running off in the middle of the night like that. You talk to me. You don't just leave me a goddamn note.
Tell me
Look at the neck
what
move.
happened here. If you lie to me one more time,
Did you see Troy Baker in person? Yeah, I worked with Troy.
I'm gone. You will never see me again. But if you tell me the truth, I'll go back to Jackson. No matter what it is. Just say it.
Yeah. Yeah, Troy's a good guy. He's good at his job.
Making a vaccine. Would have killed you.
The nostrils.
So I stopped.
Oh my God. Don't you fucking touch me! I'll go back. But we're done.
Yeah, you can. I mean, they have like a very small, like bump map or normal map on her arm. You can see where the tattoo made a slight.
Really? I didn't notice it.
Well, just that, like that on that one little loop, there was like it was raised up just. Yeah, so a while back, Joe, we were talking about Pixar a little bit because that's where you want to work. I just wanted to mention a couple of things that I know about it. They have 150 animators, give or take, and they hire maybe 1 to 2 a year.
Dina?
So just doing the math on that, you just need to be prepared for working other places to get good enough to work at Pixar as well.
Joel? What's your
Um,
favorite?
basically, the only people they take who are entry level are people they take from their internships. So if you're not coming from the internship program at Pixar, then you're not going to work there unless you're like more senior. So the route to take is, obviously try to get an internship, but obviously that's incredibly competitive. And if you don't get an internship, then go work at a bunch of places and get, become senior level animator, and then try again, and maybe you could work there. I work with a guy, I worked with the guy Aaron who works there now. He just worked on Soul, and we worked together at Atomic Fiction, and he'd been in the industry as long as I have, and we were both taking classes still, and he got hired there.
Dina?
I honestly
Jesse?
haven't applied there since I got out of college because I don't even know if that I would want to work there. It's an incredibly competitive place, so it has a bit of a different company culture from what I hear. And maybe not as collaborative and laid back as other places that you could work.
What are those two?
Super smooth transition there, especially with the camera. And they intentionally move the camera closer than gameplay so that you know it's a cinematic. They never leave a cinematic with the camera back the distance it would be in gameplay, because then the player gets confused that they can still have control. So it's always an intention to push in, usually, or very rarely would you come wider than gameplay. So it's almost always a push in motion. And they try to favor that over a cut, or at least push in, go through a transition, and then you can cut later like we just saw just now on this shot.
She had a rough night. Barely could get her to keep water down.
You should have woken me up.
Is she pregnant?
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah?
I get why you came out here. But we gotta take her back. She needs real care, and she's not gonna get that.
Yeah, I know. I know. I can't just leave Tommy. He's out here because of me. Maybe you could take her back.
She's not gonna leave without you. Screw it. Let's get Tommy. This aquarium that girl told you about. Tommy hasn't found Abby yet. We'll post up there until he does.
You're good with leaving Dina by herself?
Her orders.
Okay. Let's go tell her we're leaving then.
I'll just meet you up front.
Yeah. Hi. Hey, babe. I need you to lock the door for us. Okay.
I always think it's weird how much grass
Let's do
moves
it.
in games in general.
Your map showed the aquarium along the shore. Should be down
Like,
this
it'd look better if it didn't move that much.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah,
moving
it's
in
a
an
little-
unnatural
it's a
way.
little much, yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone
It's
stay
like,
dry in this city?
these aren't anemone under the sea. You know what I mean? Gotta take the stairs first, like at any job, who determines if you're gotta take the stairs first, like at any job. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I think maybe you're referring to the get an internship thing with Pixar. That's just how they're set up. That's not at every job necessarily. So whoever's hiring you is going to determine if you're a senior or whatever. Sometimes you have to fight for it if you're at a job for a while and you want a raise. That's just a negotiation you make with HR. Because how studios are set up are a certain title gets paid a certain amount. And that's how they keep people motivated and a cohesion on the team. And, you know, a junior is not going to get paid more than a senior. So if you get the title, what that translates to is a raise. So what if you're at a place and you've been there a while or something and you think you are doing the responsibilities of a senior,
What did you tell Dina?
then you would need to have a
We're hoping to
negotiation
find
with
Tommy
them
at the aquarium.
and ask for
didn't
that, because it's not just a title
tell her
change,
you
it would
knew.
be a
That's
monetary
what
change
I
in your
wasn't.
salary.
This aquarium a wolf face?
I don't think so. Nora said Abby's
If
hiding
that
out
makes
there.
sense.
You get her to tell you why she
Yeah. Joel had falling out with some fireflies. No, former fireflies.
What kind of falling out?
He was a smuggler, and they disagreed about some goods. Fight broke out, some of them died. Guess they wanted payback.
Damn. That change anything for you?
Nope.
I need to get clear on something. When we find Tommy, you're good with going home.
Yeah,
You'll be leaving some of those assholes alive.
Dina should be back in Jackson.
Okay. Good.
So this animation would be like additive, because it's meant to happen while you're playing. So what you would do is animate it like at a default pose, and then you'd want all the controls at 0 and only add a little bit on top of it, like the arm move and stuff. You wouldn't like start from this pose and then go here. You'd have the arm straight and go from a straight arm because you want the default kind of thing. Because if it's additive, you'd be adding all that stuff. So if your arm was here and you're adding this again, your arm would be through your arm this way. Yeah, and just like back to the Pixar question, like when I graduated film school, I thought like my main goal in my career was going to be to work for Pixar, and my main goal in my career now is to be happy. And if I could go back and tell myself that earlier on, I would have done that. Not that it would probably have changed much, because I feel like I've kind of followed that path for the most part, but I think just being aware that you can be happy other places than like your main place is important and healthy as you begin a career.
I see a light through here.
It's always good to have goals and stuff, though.
Jammed?
But
Yeah.
I never thought I'd work on games. I kind of was like deliberately never wanted to work on a game because I saw that animation as being less than like a Pixar film, when in reality it's just different. They're just different challenges. Pixar doesn't have to worry about creating a move set. They don't create interactive experiences. They don't have to worry about transitioning camera from gameplay to cinematics. They don't have to debug those things in a real-time render. Like, it's just different. There's a ton of things at Pixar they don't have to do that you have to do at Naughty
Only a
Dog and
couple
vice
days.
versa.
When we first got here, she fucked up a bunch of wolves. You'd have been impressed.
I bet. You don't cross that girl.
You don't cross that girl. Oh, workbench time. Yeah. What do we want? What do we want? Oh my god, I got 80. You don't have a damage thing for the pistol?
I think that says 80.
Huh?
I see an 80. Is that true?
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay.
I've already got that. I'm talking about on the pistol you don't have damage. On the revolver you have damage, but not on the pistol. Oh, let's get a scope. I did that animation. I like how they have the gun is wet now or something. I like how the concept here is you can create a scope out of some nuts and bolts. I'm just saying, like, the resources that she used to build things at a workbench are nuts and bolts. It's like, you're gonna make a 6 times magnifying rangefinder for a rifle with nuts and bolts?
Yeah, yeah, clearly.
Yeah. She's freaking MacGyver, alright? Don't question her ability to make things. Tormentra.
Ooh.
Ooh. She's almost 100% a villain. See if I can make some stuff. Do I have a melee weapon? I've only got 3 left on it that I'm gonna... Yeah. Okay. I'm full on the scissors. scissors though. Alright, let's make one of these just so I can pick up more scissors. Oh, when you craft it, it refills the
Hey, give me a hand.
thingamadigi.
It's good.
Through here.
Like, oh, really?
I just gotta ask.
That's why we moved it.
I asked you over to help me.
Why didn't she tell me about it? The pregnancy.
Listen, I'm sure she'll tell you about it when she...
I remember seeing your first short movie. The one of your character you're playing had a disease. Wait, what? Oh, did you first aim to become actor, screenwriter, etc., and in time decided to become an animator? Wait. So you said, did you see that on Vimeo? Where'd you see that?
Like there's a choice. Think of what'll happen.
Can I throw it that far? Oh, don't separate. Oh, I wanted to hit you both with it at the same time. I don't remember. Yeah, because I think that's the only place I have it up now. Because I'm so YouTube maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I put it all on YouTube. I thought Vimeo was the only place. Can crawl over here. So I wasn't playing a character in a sense. I did have cancer. And
Trespassers! Wipe them out!
oh, there's more than two. I thought I only saw two. Dang it.
Motherfucker!
Ah, dang it. Ah! When I made that short film you're referring to, I was actually working at an animation studio. So I was already... I'd been working in animation for several years when I made that short film. Oh! I didn't realize you guys were still trying to mess with me. Let's take the silencer off.
Nice try!
Oh, look at that. They can hit the environment pieces around. Yeah, I feel like if anything needs more damage, it needs the pistol. You have to shoot him 3 times.
That'll do it. These wolves, man. So trigger happy.
They're at war with this fucked up cult.
Heard them talk about Seraphines or something, Seraphites.
Scars is all I've heard them called. You run into any?
No.
You're lucky.
But yeah, I made that short film for a film festival in Louisiana. It is the LA Film Prize, and it is the largest prize, cash prize for a short film on planet Earth. It's a prize for $50,000, which for short films especially typically don't have that big of prizes, obviously. And it has to be filmed in Northwest Louisiana during a certain time period. You have to like register that you've started filming, all that kind of good stuff. And I had just gotten done with chemo, and the time I made that short film, I didn't know if the chemo had worked. And so I was making a short film about the situation I was in because I went through chemotherapy. And if you get cancer and you go through chemotherapy, you don't know if it worked. So you have to wait like I think I waited like a month almost before we did another PET scan to see if the chemo worked. So for that month, you're like, you know, I could still be dying. I have no idea if the treatments worked, but everyone's still telling you congratulations, and you're like, for what? I could be dead in a couple weeks. What congratulations for what? Like, no one really knows what to tell you during that period of time. They're doing their best, but it can be a frustrating time because there's so many unknowns, and it's this anticlimactic moment you're in of you finished chemo, so yay, but we don't know if it works, so never mind. Wait another month. And then if it didn't work, then you got to get bone marrow transplants and quit your job and move to another city to get those treatments. Yay! Congratulations, chemo's over. That's what the short film was about for me. How do I get back in the back room?
Okay, now what?
Maybe we can head down there?
Yeah, but how I want to get back here? Send the link Maya. Send me the link to Maya. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, no, don't be sorry. You made me remember. You know, I'm good with it. I made a short film so that other people can hopefully be good with it as well. Didn't know that part of the story. Yeah, it's not obvious.
And the chemo did work.
Huh? Yeah, obviously the chemo worked. I didn't have to get a bone marrow transplant. But yeah, no need to apologize. I'm glad you brought it up. No, I'm surprised you saw it. That's why I was wondering where you saw it, because I intentionally, I don't know, don't share it because it's not. I'm an animator, and I kind of did it. I made it kind of for myself more than anything, just as like a cathartic thing to make and pass the time during like a weird time in my life, and so I'm not. Whether other people see it or not, it's not that
bunch of comics.
big of a
Wait,
focus for me.
what's happening here?
But I'm glad you saw it, because
stuff. Like you, basically.
it sounds like it
We were born in the wrong
at least was
time,
memorable, which is a compliment in and of itself, which I will take. Yeah, well, if you did, Will, you're asking for the link to Maya, so Maya that's the class I made that's about 25 hours long. And you can find it just by Googling Autodesk Maya. So AUTODESK MAYA. And I can't wait to make more stuff. But if you want to do just like Cinema 4D is another good program if you're just kind of doing very simple things like that. Like that got the TikTok you sent is pretty simplistic, in the sense that like you're not doing like high level nuke compositing.
I'm out of ideas.
No, I'm not. But Cinema 4D is like an all-around, I think, more user-friendly program for people who aren't going to work at a visual effects studio or have that as the end goal. If you want to make just things to put on TikTok or social media, and you don't want to work at a studio, I would suggest looking at Blender or Cinema 4D.
What were you saying? Before, about Dean. You said she'll tell me when...
Once things are wrapped up here.
I guess at some point it'll get pretty hard to hide it. Do you know if she's gonna keep it?
I don't.
I mean, is that much of a choice here?
That's what I was going to ask. How would she not?
Yeah, how would you not? And like, it's not like you have clinics in dystopian Seattle. Or maybe it just means like, let someone else take it after a while.
Look at this mess.
The aquarium. It's right next to that Ferris wheel.
He's hoping Tommy has the same info.
One of the cinematics I prevised was this moment, the story beat of finding this, but you were in a
Looks like we're
boat.
swimming.
So either we're about to still get in a boat, or they cut that out altogether in favor of whatever we're about to do now. Like a little interaction with the algae, like you kind of wipe it away, huh?
Yucky.
Oh, wrong side.
Okay. Where now?
Working on it. This way.
Okay.
Probably have to go under the water.
Can you drown if you stay under too?
Yeah, you got a blue little thin line over there. To that side maybe. What do you think about that Blender is taking over Maya? A lot of people that are new with 3D is starting with Blender instead of Maya. Blender, I would not say is taking over Maya. I have a YouTube video that kind of discusses it a little bit called like what 3D software you should learn. I would recommend watching that. It's pretty short, but basically the gist is
Ferris wheel's really far.
Blender will never take over Maya.
Don't feel it.
We'll get there.
It's just not going to happen. Someone smarter than me said it doesn't have an API that you can basically make tools with, which is what the entire studio structure is built on, is the fact that you can create tools for Maya. That there was something he called it. He works at Apple now. He was Sony Pictures ImageWorks tech guy, and he chimed in on Twitter one day and he teaches Python online.
We can get through there?
Let's see.
Long story short, there's some tech thing with Blender that you can't even make tools for, but beyond that, even if you could, like, the people who are saying Blender will take over Maya don't know what they're talking about. Like, just to be frank,
I would have come, you know.
there are people who don't work at studios, have never worked at studios. It's just people on YouTube who have been playing with Blender for a few months, and
I looked up to Joel. What happened to him was
it's
messed up.
unrealistic. Blender's been around for a
I
long
would
time,
have come.
and so has Maya. And there's never been a threat of
Joel liked you a lot too, you know.
Blender taking over
He used to think I had a crush on you.
the market share from Maya. A couple of the reasons are um, the sunk costs of studios. So they've already invested millions of dollars over years and years to develop tools and pipelines to work with Maya. Um, Autodesk is putting their weight behind it. They just came out with Bifrost, so they're trying to go after the kind of Houdini effects world of node-based effects work. They have way better animation tools than what I've seen in Blender. And so you have imagine being a salesman for Blender, and you get a meeting with Industrial Light and Magic. What's your pitch to them? Like, hey, you'll save $50 a year or whatever their licensing fee is per user, because I'm sure they do it in bulk with Autodesk. You'll save this much money per year if you just scrap the millions of dollars you've invested in developing an entire pipeline around Maya and recreate one from scratch for this new software. Like, it just doesn't make any sense from a business perspective.
Did you have a favorite book as a kid?
The only time I've ever heard Blender discussed in a studio setting is in regards to modeling, because modeling is somewhat outside the scope of the pipeline, in the sense that rigs.
Okay. What about you, smartass?
Are they flirting right now?
My mom only had this one kid's book. Child. About this boy who turns into a forest to save his village.
Okay.
To keep things fresh, though, my mom would improvise different endings. This one time, the boy just let the whole village die. It gave me nightmares.
That's dark. It was really sweet she did that.
Yeah. Mom's a sweetheart. She's gonna go crazy when she hears about this baby.
Sure. I can
His
see
mom's
that.
still alive. So the only time I've ever heard Blender discussed in a professional setting at a studio is a modeler talking about it, because they're outside the scope of a typical pipeline, in the sense that they're not dependent on software specific file
What
types
happened up here?
like you might be with Maya.
Put in for each other.
I think it goes back years.
So you could basically just have an OBJ. Like any 3D modeling software can export an OBJ, and that's what, model in whatever software you want. XSI, if you still have a copy of it. It doesn't matter what you model in, as long as the model is done and you can address the notes, and then the riggers can take that OBJ or FBX or whatever kind of universal file type
This place is fun.
into the rigging software of choice, which is most likely going to be Maya
Yeah.
or 3ds Max, but that's probably only going to be if you're at a game company that you'll see 3ds Max used, and specifically in Europe. So if you're in the US working at a film company, you'll just never encounter Blender, especially as an animator. I'm not trying to make... I guess I can't make anything like that. That's for animation side. Some little studios use it for VFX for TV shows. Yeah, I've seen that one YouTube talk where the guy talked about he used Blender for a TV show. You have to, again, keep it in mind of the scale. Like it just doesn't, it's just not used. I don't know how else to tell you. Like, it's not a thing people use. And focusing on it for a professional career is going to be wasting your time. Like, a lot of people might not say that because they don't want to get in an argument about it, because there's so many Blender trolls online who are going to, like, blow it up because they're fanboys of Blender. But the reality is, I've never ever seen a job description say, "We want you to know Blender." I've never seen that. In 10 years of looking at hundreds of job descriptions, have I ever seen anyone ask for you to know Blender? It's just not done. And yeah, the guy who's I mean, those are like small TV shows. I have guys who worked at Dark Horse. I have guys who've worked at all kinds of little TV studio. They use Maya. Like, of course, the Blender guys are going to find the one guy who's using it for some like random couple of TV shows when there's hundreds of TV shows made not using it. It's just my responsibility as an educator is to try to make people aware of where to spend their time, and it's not learning Blender if you want to work at a major studio. If you don't work for a random tiny TV VFX show place who's probably won't be in business in 5 or 10 years, then by all means, but it's just not a good use of your time or resources or investing in your own education. Oh snap, let's put down a little trap. Oh, I didn't mean to make another one. I meant to drop one down. All right.
There you go, boy.
Kablooey. Got you. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of went on a bit of a anti-Blender rant there for a second, but like, you hear this stuff so much, and it's just like, it's just by people who don't know. Like, cool. Name 5 studios you've worked at who've used Blender. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. The people who are trying to argue for it. It's like, they want to have arguments in theory, like, yeah, you could make it with Blender. Like, sure. You could also make it with pencil and paper. You could spend the next 20 years of your life drawing this photo reel frame by frame. But, like, that doesn't mean you want to do it. Or that that's going to get you a job. It's just... Who's running? Okay. I think you just got to be clear on your goals and not get like obsessed over any singular software, in the sense that if tomorrow ILM or whoever is like, hey, we want you to learn Bozo the Clown software 10x v4 or whatever, it's like, cool, I will learn that. But no one's asking for that, so I'm not going to learn it. Just like no one's asking for Blender. If people decide that they want to abandon the years of developing pipelines for free software that changes every few months because there's so many bugs with it, that will A, indicate to me they are terrible at making business decisions, and C, that I want to avoid working for them, most likely. But I'm still interested in learning Blender, like, for my own little stuff. I mean, yeah, when I look at, like, if you look up marketing keywords and like where the focus is of beginners, it's usually Blender, because it's free, not because it's the best software, or that it's used professionally. It's because you have to think about the nature of why is it the most widely searched thing. Like, if Maya was free, it would easily rival Blender for Google searches, but it doesn't, because it doesn't have that notoriety, and it has a notoriety for being too complicated and too expensive for a beginner. So it kind of just like Blender has a lot of good momentum for it, in the sense that it's a free software. That's what it's known for. and they do a lot of great work. I'm just telling you, if you want to work at a studio, do not learn that. Even like, let's say you want, like, you like Pixar. Let's say you want to work at Pixar. They have their own software, so it doesn't matter. I will say a lot of it's based, I think, on Maya. When I worked at ILM, it's a Disney company, and they have a thing called, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like a conference of all the Disney companies, and they get together and share all the resources and knowledge that they have with each other. So all the tools that they've made and whatnot. And the tools that I saw that Pixar was using was very similar to everything that I use in Maya.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
This place makes me appreciate Jackson, man.
Me too.
I'm using Maya at education license. Yeah, keep that. Hopefully you got it when it was still a 3-year license. They've changed that. And a lot of people are pissed off about that, which is rightly so. Like, I don't know why they changed from a 3-year to 1-year education license. Yeah, it's too bad her arm goes right through the table. You would have thought that they would have figured, we're going to place things further back than she can grab while she's crouched, and we need an animation. But she just grabs her right through the table. It's just one of those things. You got to pick your battles, I'm sure, and they were just like, we don't have time for it. But so the whole software debate or whatever, like if you work at Pixar, you work at DreamWorks, they all have their own software. So the point should be is being able to learn a variety of things, and having a beginner's mindset and a growth mindset, so you can constantly adapt to your situation and what's required of your job or where you want to try to work. Because that will constantly change. That's the one guarantee. When you work in an industry dependent on technology, as we are, things are definitely always going to be changing. I don't really know where I'm supposed to go now. We're back in the... Was this where we were before? Yeah. I don't get where we're supposed to go. Guess we just keep going straight through here. I felt kind of surprised about that they use their own software, Pixar DreamWorks. There's a guy to teach you use their software. Yeah, so if you work at a company like that, they have, it's at least like a week-long training period. The point you have to keep in mind, though, is the similarities between stuff. Like, a keyframe is a keyframe is a keyframe. It doesn't matter what program you're using. A keyframe is a concept that exists through everything. So if you're on your first day at Pixar and you're like, and you know Maya, and someone's like, hey, hit this button to make a keyframe, you're not going to be like, what? What's a keyframe? You're going to be like, I know what a keyframe is because I know Maya. And you hit S in Maya to make a keyframe, and here you hit B or whatever. Or I'm sure they have, you can map the hotkeys to be what Maya is. But yeah, at Pixar it's called Presto. At DreamWorks, I forget what the name of their software is. But the gist is, like, animation especially is like the most technical thing you're going to run into is dealing with constraints, and how that's usually pretty straightforward unless you're at a game company, because game companies can have different ways they deal with exporting constraints and baking down animation for props and stuff. But like if you learn animation, you should be able to learn how to animate in almost any software as far as character animation is concerned. Because all you need to know is how to grab the control and how to make a keyframe. And then ideally you'd be comfortable working in a graph editor of some kind to work with tangents. And beyond that, like there's not much else you need to know. If your job is a character animator, that's it. Week done. But if you're doing something more technical, which is also a reason why they normally don't have their own software for this kind of thing, and they use Houdini, but like effect simulation. But sometimes they do have, like I went through Sony's after I worked on Suicide Squad. Good boy. After I worked on Suicide Squad, there was like a down week or two, and because if you watch that movie, there's when I'm forgetting all the names of the people.
Margot Robbie?
No, who's the villain? Yeah, you're bowing out now. Temptress. No, Enchantress is the villain in Suicide Squad. And she summons like all her horde people out of the ground. Right? And I worked on that shot.
Or we use that.
Oh, what did I say? We're getting on a boat.
Yay!
Maybe they didn't cut out my thing.
That's right.
So in the movie, she like summons her like horde army people, and they come out of the ground, or they're like doing some weird whatever. And the note was, oh, there's gonna be some kind of like weird membraney thing, and they're like, you know, underneath it, and so you can kind of see them deforming that membrane with their arms kind of spazzing out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But they weren't expecting me to do it, right? Like I said earlier, effects is a completely separate department that has like
taking their boat.
no animator I've ever heard becomes an effects dynamics guy.
Hopefully it's a small crew.
But because I have a generalist background in the sense that I'm like curious about everything, and we're working in Maya, I know Encloth. I was like, well, that's what's supposed to happen. I'll just go ahead and previs. I'll consider this previs for this, and I'll do some Encloth on this to demonstrate like where the membrane is, and so we can kind of get a rough idea of like what that interaction will look like between like someone's hands and arms hitting up against a thing like that. And so when I showed it in review, they were like, wait, is this effects? Are we supposed to give notes on the effects? Did they already do it? And my supervisor had to be like, oh, no, that was just the animator. Effects hasn't even touched this yet. And they were like, oh, all right. But they were kind of like, they thought it was like final. They thought it was the effects department taking a pass on it. I've had that comment only one other time. I was helping previs this thing on Ad Astra, one of the space shuttle launches, and it was one of the cameras like you're looking down the thing, the spaceship rocket, and you see like the smoke go, and then we get like a profile shot, and you see all the like the explosion. And so we were supposed to get like the camera shake right to make that look believable. And I was like, well, we can't see the framing of like where the smoke's gonna go. So I did an effects. I did smoke explosion, and they were in review with the client, and they were like, "Oh, that looks pretty good." They had to be like, "Oh no, we haven't even. That's just the animator. We haven't even done that yet." But they thought it was like already a work in progress from the effects department. Someone says, Cara Delevingne, yeah, Cara Delevingne's character. I basically stared at her body every day at work because I had to help rotomate. Her body was basically replaced from the neck down in that movie. And if you look at the behind the scenes photos of that, you see her with like what looks like kind of like a mocap-y type suit. And I, you know, the same thing with like people who try to argue for Blender are probably the same people who think that there's some magic button you press that rotomates the character for you. That was all hand keyed by people like me, replacing and matching her motion. There were no motion capture cameras or anything like that on set, even though she wore a bodysuit like that to help us track visually with our own eyes and hands.
You four, take the land bridge to the marina. The rest of you hold here and wait for orders.
What the fuck? We're supposed to wait here while our guys are being sniped?
We have our orders. We'll have more than enough people to take care of one sniper.
Oh, Tommy must be the one sniping. So did you undo it? Oh no, there's no undoing to be done. Or if you're talking about the effects stuff I was talking about, you just pass the animation on of the characters and then let effects do their work. It's just excluded from the publish that you give the next department. But they'll at least have that as a reference. Typically, if you're using shotgun or something like that, you have like a capture of that. And so they'll base their stuff off of whatever you've done in general, or at least help educate them on the history of the shot, because things change a lot over time usually, and it's good to have a record of versions the next department can watch the movies on.
What's it gonna be?
If it is him, he'll be gone by the time we get there. Abby is where he'll be headed, so if we just
What if
follow,
he's in trouble?
he can take care of himself.
Jesus Christ.
The best way to help Tommy is to go after Abby. You do this, I'm not saving your ass again.
Ooh.
Damn, Ellie.
I really hope you make it.
Damn
Jesse's
it.
such a good guy.
Got the engine back, Doc. Where should I put in?
Park it on the other side.
Oh dang, I thought I was gonna be able to like stealth pop up and
I sent 4 soldiers to the marina.
Copy, Gamma. We'll pass the info to command. Stand by for further instructions.
I thought I was gonna be able to pop up and drag the guy out of the boat or something.
You think this affects the raid tonight?
I don't know. Control the perimeter. I don't want any more surprises today.
Oh, you about to get a big surprise.
This is dumb. We should be out there looking.
Blue CW, where the full-on animation's done in Maya as well. Is it a different version from the in-game animation software used? When you say in-game animation software, I guess I'm thinking you're talking about the game engine. Maya was used for all animation for this game. Full stop. Whoops. So what they would do is, like in any game engine, only kind of speaks in the language of joints, and so however you can get that joint data into the game engine is all that matters. So Naughty Dog uses Maya to do that, to do the animation, and I had to prove that in my animation test. The animation test do you not see me right now, bro?
Okay, take it easy.
Oh, you're dead.
Wipe her out!
Was it just those two
Came
guys?
from over there.
Oh. Oh.
We're not alone.
Oh, they're on the second floor. Hopping down.
Go down.
I got her! Over here! Drop him or you're dead! Take it away! Fuck!
Stop moving. He's about to wrestle free, so I gotta kill him. Those sounds are terrible. That is disturbing. They're terrible in a great way. Alright, who wants to throw a bottle at their face? Boom, you're dead.
Right over there!
Oh, did you see that? They knew that I was a little bit higher, so I kicked her right in the face. Can I not? What are you doing? This guy's like doing a little Macarena dance over here. He like spun around. I'm only beginning to learn about animation, so I don't completely understand if the process between creating in-game and out-of-game animations would be different. Yeah, so what they would kind of call them as would be, or how you would differentiate between them, wouldn't be necessarily like in-game versus out-game. It would be in-game versus cinematics. Cinematics would be the only time that a game potentially isn't using the same renderer as what's being used in-game. I feel like the standard now, though, is to use the in-game render engine. Where are we at? We're at like a instant store or something. Just for the.
We don't make it to the scars because the scars came to us.
Oh, dang it. Just for the fact of continuity between the end game, you don't want to have like super duper
It came from back there!
render and then you got wonky end game real time rendering. Oh, if they can bunch up.
Don't take any chances.
How about I? I'm just messing y'all all kind of. Oh! Oh, I dodged a bullet like the Matrix. Oh, you're not done yet. Okay. Oh, you're good. Jump down, jump down, jump. No, don't jump up there. Get down. Get down. Oh, I like this environment. Let's get away from where they are. Okay. Let's regroup here. I got a little maverick on that one. Can I shoot them through that? No. Let's make sure I'm not seeing anybody. Back then, cutscenes were pre-rendered videos. Yeah, cinematics used to be kind of pre-rendered, so meaning like it didn't really. You could use whatever you wanted to. It was just like a video file basically. But nowadays, for continuity and just because the real-time render engines are so good, you can use the same engine. What might be different is the joint counts. So you might have different rigs. So every scene, sequence, whatever has like an imposed memory limit because a game can only be so big. It has to fit on a disc. It has to be downloadable. It has to, you know, there are restrictions. You can't just have no limit on the file size and memory of a sequence. So there are budget discussions, like money, on the memory for different parts of the game. So you might be able to get away with more joints, like for example on cinematics would be something that'd be common. Oh, I'm full on the shotgun. I need to be using that then. Oh, here they come. Can I get cover here? Guess I can just drop in the water. Oh no, they know where I'm at. And then water might be... Let's drop down. Let's get out of here. Feels weird while playing, whether in 3K or 4K. Boom.
Find her and bring her down.
Yo, I'm the swamp monster up in here. Y'all aren't gonna get me. How do I use the... Oh, yeah.
Hey, I think I saw her.
Oh, yeah. Whoa! And I'm back in the water. Oh, thanks, man. I really like this underwater component. Oh, whatever, dude. I really don't want to waste this on y'all, but if y'all are together, oh, I was gonna say if y'all get together. Oh, he's falling in the boat. I feel like I'm gonna need that boat in a minute, so don't blow it up. That might have. I wonder if they'll allow that. Oh, you're about to get shotgunned, bro. Let's see who's a coward. Oh! And I got shotgun shots right here. That is disturbing. Shot someone else over here, I thought. Oh wait, what was that? Wonder if Naughty Dog hired specific people just for those screams, or if the voice actors would also have to do them, because they're pretty intense. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it was one of the actors, they would definitely have the actors do it. Like if it was the actor who played Ellie, or any of the main actors. But for the NPCs, I mean, I'm sure they hired actors. Like, it's not like they're gonna try to save a couple $100 on having someone who's already at the studio do it instead of like a professional voice actor. Just in the sense of like giving notes, or like someone being able to understand the range of what you're trying to go for. Like that is a skill, and that's why voice actors do what they do. Man, I feel like every new kind of sequence, like set piece area, I say that I enjoy, but this one was like unique, and the water was like a new thing. I got a dead guy. So I had to work on this animation actually for the previous thing. Poor guy.
Goes right through him.
Come on. And I'm sitting on him, and he's coming with us.
Through him. You're in
Is
it.
he that was hilarious. I forgot how the mechanics worked on this. We got a little jump. So they'd have to do this just so they could keep you going in one direction. They don't want you to like have the option to come back, you know. So there's some point here along this next little area I worked on previs, an in-game cinematic I'll discuss when we get to it.
Okay. No one's following.
I think. Wait, are we here now? Maybe not. Oh, maybe
There's
not.
Another boat time.
Huh?
Is there another boat time?
We might have to get on another boat. I just assumed now that we're at the Ferris wheel time, we were going to be doing that. Use this in mode to locate the boat. What? You mean the one that I have? Oh, wait. What?
You're gonna need the boat again, it looks like.
Maybe this is just like a little area. Yeah, this is like a little resource collection moment. I think I just get back in, I keep going the other way. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, well, oh, I got 6 people now. I think this is the most viewers I've ever had. Can everyone say hi? This is a celebration. This is like getting a gold medal in the Olympics. This is... How important is GPU at rendering? I guess CPU does most of the job. No, so GPU is a video card. So if you think of real-time renderer, that means like video display, where CPU is doing pre-rendered calculations. So CPU is important on... man, this boat's a little wonky to control. Why are they letting me get out here? Oh, they get this thing? Oh yeah, okay. There's another little collection. Hi, thanks, Will. Will's the only one that said hi. It's alright. So GPU is super important at rendering if you're talking about real-time or GPU-specific renderers like Redshift. Hi, Blue CW, thanks.
Please go through.
But so when you're working on a console game like this, you know, you have specific limitations because you know, there's a very specific GPU that's on the PlayStation or the Xbox, so can I get over here?
Now what?
How do I get in there? I feel like I need to try to swim back to the oh, I can walk around. That's gonna be way deeper. Not real time. Let's say I have an animation short. Yeah, it depends on what renderer you want to use. Do you want to spend money on one that doesn't come with the software? Like, what software are you using? You want to use Octane, Redshift, Arnold. You know, each one has their own thing. Do you have a lot of simulations? Like, do you have a lot of particle effects? I think Octane, that's the biggest difference between Octane and Redshift, is how they deal with fluids and particles. I should be able to drag something over here, I think. What are we looking at? What are we looking
Can you jump from the boat?
I jumped in the boat. I don't know. I feel like I tried that a second ago. Let's look over here and then I'll come back. Oh, I'll jump down from the top. I'm sure that's what the stairs are for here. Thanks, Joe. Hello. Hiya, Rushback 99. Rushback, I think this is your first time. That name's not familiar. How'd you find the Twitch stream? How it go and teach? What up? 70, 12, 64. Remember that. 70, 12, 64.
There you are.
It's going good. Rushback 99. Oh, now we can. We do have something we'll have to... Oh, God.
Whoopsie daisy.
That's hilarious. My backpack broke the glass. Wow. Wait, what is going on? Oh, the vent. Oh, you were here last weekend. Okay, cool. How do you get notified of it? Do you find that I'm doing it on Instagram or something else? Oh, do I want to swap? Whatever. Can I go through here? I have my notifications on from Twitch Media Live. Cool.
Where's this
Huh?
going?
Yeah, because I'm curious how people are finding it. Oh, 7. This is a record-breaking Twitch stream you guys are part of. I hope you feel how special this is, and you will tell your children about today.
Yes.
What did I say? 70, 12, 64.
Other way around. 70, 12, 64.
That's what I said.
You just said? Okay.
All right, you guys got to tell me if I'm oh, Rushback was the boomer guy or girl.
Oh.
You calling me a
I
boomer?
remember that.
70, 12, 64, right? What do you think I'm gonna get? Why don't you ever find currency in these things? I guess like the currency of the day was resources.
Is that a... Oh.
I feel like it would stand to reason. I need to start shooting people with shotgun more. To me, it would stand to reason that they'd keep some cash on it. They would have like some form of currency still.
Nobody cares about it.
Huh?
Nobody cares about cash, though.
I really want a Molotov. I need more raggy thingies. I need a half a raggy thingy. And the person who did the missile scratch texture. The person who did the missile scratch texture. Oh, from the class. Oh, I'm blanking on your name. Didn't you send me your name? Or no? Did you send me your name? No, there was someone else who modeled a droid, but I know the one you... Wait, this is Max, right? I think this is Max. Oh wait, I gotta pull the oh, your controller got disconnected. Yeah, I got it. Max. What does boomer mean? Boomer is a slang term for people who were a part of the baby boomer era after World War II. So anyone born between 45 and 55 probably, 60 maybe, 60s. Huh? Oh yeah, yeah.
1 second.
Nikki's gonna connect.
It's like I do so good, and then it's just like 1 second.
I like how they have alternate boat controls, because these are wonky. It's all left pad. It's only, and I guess reverse is you hit L2. This is gonna be fun, right? So I think my cinematic is coming up here in a minute.
Kidding me? Got it.
Oh wait, I want to save in case they used what I did in that cinematic. Because I learned you can't go back. You can only go forward on saves, like in this instance, like go to last checkpoint. I tried to do that earlier for my animation reel, and I'm gonna have to start the game back over from scratch to get to the horse thing I did. Because the copy I have from Naughty Dog, the audio wasn't finished, so it's not in sync with the characters. So I wanted to record it from in-game, not the audio is final. I just want to make sure my boat's not going to go anywhere, you know? I got to run it up on there. So how's the quarantine other playing games? Do you work at home on a project? Yeah, I work for Rocksteady. It's the company who made all the Batman games. I've only got 25. So yeah, I'm working for them, which on an unannounced video game, so I can't talk about it, unfortunately. But yeah, having started to work in the games industry more, like I just need to play a lot of games, and there's only so much time in the day. Oh my god. Because I can't tell forward is based on the camera motion, the camera position. It's based on the boat position, which is backwards from, I think it's backwards from how you play the player, right? Look at that tileable texture you can see on the water. Oh, they updated it. Did you see that? The water texture loaded. So that must have been like, what happens in games is you do like LODs or LODs, level of detail for textures too, so you're not loading like high-res textures. Oh, snappy snap. Are they shooting at me or the other boat people?
Annihilate them!
Annihilate them.
Incoming!
Who are they attacking?
Can I shoot from the boat? Alright, so what if I do this? You get a little scope action going on here. And say, y'all are Dunsky. Oh, I almost got like a double. Did I hit both of them? Yo, did I kill both of them with one shot? Are you serious? That is the greatest. Oh no, I didn't. I was gonna say that was an amazing gaming achievement, but if I had waited like another second, they might have gotten in line. I don't know if you can shoot through people though. Is there more people over here that I don't know about? Oh yeah, they're whistling. They're trying to coordinate their attack on me now. Not gonna lie, I started to love texturing my own thing in Maya. Cool, yeah, it's good. I mean, that's what, you know, when you're learning a little bit about everything, like, you don't know what you don't know yet, and, oh, no, there's still a guy right there. And you don't know maybe what you're gonna like until you do it. So it's good to hear you found something that you enjoy doing, maybe more than other things. There's a guy right there. Ah! Should have gone for it. Oh, dang it. Come on now. You're making me waste bullets on you. I think they crouched down. That's why I can't. I think that's why I thought I shot the two at the same time. I think they're trying to flank me from the right and come around. Yeah, there's a guy over there.
Okay.
I've only got 3 bullets in this thing, so.
They're down
I feel like I'm gonna switch to a shotgun and get up close and in this. And oh no! Oh, dang it! Dang it! Oh, there's 2. All right, I gotta be good with these shots. Oh, you're up close. Sorry, you're dead. I only got. No, come on, come on, come on! I can't not mess with this gun now. Pop out, pop out. Oh, see ya. All right, there's one down here, right?
I thought you just got that one.
Huh?
I thought you got the one down there.
No, there was 2, and then there was this one. The music's still going, but he's still there. You can hear him talking.
There.
Where?
Right
What?
there.
Oh. Hey, dum-dum. What is this guy doing? Like how his gun flew up in the air.
Right.
How am I supposed to pick up their weapons? I guess I can just hop out. Oh, a storm's coming. I think they didn't cut my seam. Huh? The blood in the water looks good. I wonder if you can like make it squirm around if I kick it around. Doesn't probably affect it. Let's go collect the goods here. I'm gonna be on our merry way because I have a feeling I'm gonna need those as many rifle ammo as possible. First time I managed to catch the stream since I am from EU. Oh, cool. Yeah, I live in London. Where in the EU are you from? I got 8! This is a new record. I feel like I'm just gonna keep streaming until the numbers go down. This is a record number of people. Oh man, they had a bunch of stuff up here. Let's swap out. That has more. Switzerland. Wait, Max is from Switzerland, or just Dudu is from? Oh yeah, Joe saw the new record 8. Where's just Dudu from? Is Max? Max, you're from Switzerland, right? You're Swiss, right? Max is Swiss.
It's nice to have such a world diversity group.
Yeah, it's a very diverse group. I think they're Blue CW. I think they're asking where in the EU, which country in the EU. I want more rifle ammo up here. I need to start using my bow, I guess, because now I'm finding arrows, a bunch of arrows. I could have probably made this like a cooler, stealthier thing than just shooting from my bow, but I upgraded to the scope on the on it, so I wanted to use it.
You saved yourself from getting potentially damaged.
Yeah, and like risking getting flanked too bad. So I'm gonna, a little spoiler alert, the storm's about to get much worse. Oh no, Will asked what is EU? Yeah, yeah, good. Thanks for answering that, Blue CW. I thought you were saying that from Rush. Max said where EU. Wait, where am I going now? Where am I supposed to go? Huh?
Where's the Ferris wheel?
This one? What? The sound design is amazing though. Like the lightning and whatnot. I guess that's thunder, not lightning. I don't get where I'm supposed to go though. Is there like a corner of this place I missed?
The lightning and the thunder.
Huh?
If the lightning and the thunder is realistic, then the storm's getting pretty close.
Right? It's a very short amount of time. There must be a gap in here I'm not seeing.
There it is.
Huh? Where?
There's one.
Oh yeah. But like, how do I get through here? Is there something I can open? Like a gate? Am I meant to jump through? I have a feeling it should give me a hint in a second. Maybe I can hop up here and get a view. Let's do that. This has Uncharted vibes to it. There's that one cinematic in that game where the train is falling off a cliff. Do you hear that audio? The sound design. Her feet on the kind of hollow. Oh, here we go. What am I doing? I don't really get what I'm supposed to be doing though.
What's in there?
Going around this thing somehow.
Yeah, that looks right.
What did I say? That looks right?
That's right. I don't know what that means.
I feel like I'm supposed to swing. It's supposed to swing here. I need to throw it more straight on like this. And then swing on the outside.
To where?
To get the other carriage. Feel me? Oh yeah. Or maybe not swing, maybe I just go up straight up. Seems overly complicated for what it is. Alright, so where's my boat? I came from over here. Ferris wheel is over there. I don't get...
Through there?
Am I supposed to drive through the building?
Thing, I guess.
Oh, interesting. Let's see what's in here. One thing I know is if a door's locked, there's always good stuff on the other side. Oh, this would have been a cool little sniper venue here. If I'd have known about that. Talking of spoilers, I had the biggest spoiler of the game before I got here. Which one was it? Was it was it one we've already seen? Keep the infected alive. When the scars cross, they have to deal with them. Oh, when they just cross the rooftops. Once they reveal their positions, take them out. Took out a pair of cultists. Now watching infected devoured bodies. Remember, don't get corned beers. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, there was that leak. Turned out to be a hacker. They thought it was like a disgruntled employee, but it was a hack. Which is not the first time Sony has gotten hacked. A Sony company, at least. I don't know if how long you guys have been following the industry, but Sony got hacked a while back, and all of this is right before I got hired there, actually, and all of their pay got leaked. So you could go on, you could go and look and see, find someone's name that worked at Sony Pictures Imageworks, and see what they made, which was let's say that would be useful for negotiations if you were a prospective employee or a current employee and realize you're not getting paid as much as someone who sat next to you, kind of a thing. But there, yeah, there's a big Sony hat. I mean, so this would make it, yeah, I don't know how many years ago the Sony leak happened. I worked there in 2014, so it would have been like maybe 2013.
What? Of course. Would have been too easy.
I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing stuff. That's like a little, I love how not generic their environments are, right? Like, I feel like with a lot of games, they get a little bit redundant or copy paste from like earlier of the spaces, but this is a very specific used space, whereas some games might have some very generic looking spaces, like a room with chairs and a table. Like, what was this used for? What, like, was this a business of tables and chairs? Like, what, you know, get specific with your choices here on the art direction. There's a place like this is very specific. There's no I've seen it about YouTube. It was very big when it went down. The first Sony hack you're talking about, you saw? Yeah, that was huge. I can't remember if that was in conjunction with the wage fixing scheme they got in trouble with, DreamWorks with, or what? And Pixar. Had to pay millions of dollars in fines. And I guess not in fines. I guess the money went back to there's someone in there. The money went back to the employees. Oh, here we go. Man, I love this. This is like a birthday party. They just abandoned the birthday party in the middle of a birthday party. And what is this thing? What are these? They're like little corn toy. Like, man, like someone had to make that. Is it just me? The outlet's way bigger than I feel like they should be. The scale of those seem a little weird. Like, look at the size of a cup and then look at an outlet. The outlet looks way bigger than I think it should be. Whoopsie daisy. Uh-oh, you know we're about to be in trouble. Oh, man, oh no. This is good. I love it. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Goddamn bird!
I
Wondered whether you fucked with Seattle.
I saw someone had a really there's gonna be other guys coming out here in a second. Oh no! Got me. I thought I could kill him in a couple shots. Dodging and weaving! Reload! Reload! Ah, man! I'm running around like crazy right now. Oh, I'm out of bullets. That's what. Ah! Did he die? What was that? No. Reload, reload. I hate that these take 3 shots. He slowed down quite a bit. There we go.
Got you, asshole!
Man, that took so many bullets. I got no shotgun. The revolver was taking forever to reload.
Back to that damn Ferris wheel.
Wow. Alright. Y'all better have some goods for me, because I wasted... Oh, look, the blood was still going. I wasted so many bullets on you guys. Dang it. I should have thrown a Molotov on him or something maybe, but then I guess I'd have like a one just running around on fire after me. Man, I need bullets. I don't need bottles. Here we go, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Dang. Can we open this? Oh yeah. Every kid's dream, you get in the little reward center place. I don't know if like Chuck E. Cheese. We had a Mr. Gaddy's where I'm from, and it took so many tickets to get anything cool there. I always get the sticky hands, and then they would end up getting dirty like in 2 seconds, and then they were no longer sticky. But they were fun for the 5 minutes that you could use them. How did they not stack this place with more resources? Because it's been locked, so it would make it seem like no one's been back here. I've been able to raid it in a while. This is how I get back up out. Oh, this is a different level than what I was on. Did anybody ever play laser tag? Is that still a thing? This reminds me of like a laser tag place. I want bullets, man. There's a place like this in Chattanooga called, I love laser tag, right? Will, you and I should play sometime whenever all the craziness is over. Am I done up here? I don't want to jump down yet because I didn't go over here. There's a place that looks almost exactly like this. If they had said they modeled it based off of it, I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, obviously, I doubt they did. But it's called Southside. What is it? It's in Chattanooga. I think it's just called Southside. Southside something. Like a bowling alley. It's a really cool spot if you're ever in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to check out what kind of headphones they got going here. So I wonder what they thought. Like this was like, they had a gaming area, because this looks like a online gaming kind of a, alright, this would be like a barcade kind of an area. Because at Naughty Dog, you had to justify every decision, especially environments. I'm sure they had to, and grab reference and then like make a case for why you chose to do a thing, because you're like, hey, this is a real thing, it exists. I wish you could play one of these. There was one sequence I was a part of we haven't gotten to yet that I was grabbing like reference off of Google Earth just to prove that that type of a setup existed near parking lots. Oh, I didn't even know I had to do that. I'm glad I found that out though.
Okay.
This looks crazy out here. So this section, let me save again real quick, because this is the section I did something on. Let's do another manual. Just, I really have too many saves than not enough. So this is one of the many IGCs I was given. I took it over from someone, I think Al Medina. If you look on Twitter, the two kind of supervisors for animation at Naughty Dog are Al Medina and Jeremy. Al Medina Soria and Jeremy Yates. And Al Medina, I think, had done a little work, and then she gave it to me to mess with. Well, what's going to happen once we get out here, the boat should stop working, and the waves should be getting bigger and bigger. And one issue I always had was like talking with the effects department or environment was like, how do I know the height of the waves relative to where she's going to end up eventually in this IGC? I'm trying to talk about it before it happens just so I'm not pausing and then talking my head off. So there we go, the boat stops. This is going to be a no-win situation, by the way, if they kept it the way I prevised it. So that's a no-win. Here comes the big wave. This is what I did! So I had to take over the camera, have underwater full keyframe animation, because you can't motion capture this. Another good example of like why you can't just expect everything to be motion captured. Now, one of the questions we had is whether that was going to be all IGC or we were going to let people start to play from here. So it looks like they decided to have a little interaction with the waves. It used to be, so when I did it, I had it. Nice, this looks good now. There's a lot of questions about this section for me when I was working on it. So when I was working on it, the ground was a lot higher up, so we could have a see, like I don't even think we could like swim to the ground if we wanted to right now. I like how it turns you around too. We had an ambulance like stuck in the ground, and when the wave hit, your boat crashed onto the ambulance. So this is another IGC. I did less with this one because we didn't have the final environment done. But to keep the game moving forward, even though you don't have... So I'll talk through this for two more seconds. And I'll tell you what I don't like about this. They took something out that I liked. So when I was given this, they were like, here's the note. She gets knocked over by a wave. So I had to use my generalist knowledge, create a wave myself that I was determining the height of the wave, and all I did was use blend deformer and to indicate the size of the wave and to have something for the boat to animate off of, because I need a new surface that's changing, right? The water's changing and I need to know what that shape of that surface is, and sell that idea of a wave coming so that we can start to get notes and have a conversation about this IGC. And so I got that, and then the idea was that the boat was going to get tossed onto something. We had it be an ambulance, and that's why the boat smashed. That's why she couldn't just get right back up in the boat. It looks like what they went with is, forget all that, she's just going to get tossed off and the boat's gone now, which I think is better, because it was hard. What we were having trouble with was, in theory, that original idea was mine. That was the one Almadina gave me to work with, was the boat hits an ambulance. But you have to think, for us to be able to recognize that's what's happening, we have to be able to take control of the camera, move it into a position in the middle of her getting tossed in a wave, so that we can see, okay, boat going, hitting an object, now it's braking, and we're going into the water. The trouble with that is everything is moving so quickly, you can't register what's going on fast enough. So what ends up happening is the camera's moving too fast for you to register what's happening that you're trying to get them to see. They miss it anyways, and they have a wonky camera. So, I mean, I like what they did there. They just forgot that altogether. And they had her just be tumbled in the water. You can't see the ground. But so when I was given that, I was like, yeah, but I don't feel threatened enough by just being in water. Like, we've swam before, we've gotten to this point in the game. So as an animator, as someone responsible for this IGC, part of the kind of unspoken thing is, can I have a little leeway to add something? If we're still in the previs stage, I had that conversation with Almadina. Do you care if I try something, or is this like locked in for sure we want to do it? But most of the reason why you're prevising it is because it isn't for sure. So I was like, let me try something. And my point was, and I still kind of stand by this point just now, I don't really feel like her life is in danger. Like, she's just swimming. Like, we've, up to this point, the player knows how to swim, they've been in water before. What's to tell us that she's actually in danger to make us want to like swim towards this piece of land, or like raise the stakes of this moment? Because the whole thing seems kind of linear. If it's just like, oh, my boat's broken, swim over here, it's not as exciting. So what I wanted, which they didn't do, but I previs this with animation, was when she goes underwater, her foot gets caught in a barbed wire fence, and so now you have like a button mash cinematic for her to release her foot from that, to raise the stakes of like, you got to get out of it. This is a crazy situation, and as is, like, you could die in this moment because you're caught underwater and the undertow and your foot's caught. Because to me, what they did wasn't as threatening. It wasn't as raising the stakes. And even though it was like a very small portion, that's like part of your job, is like to go very deep and think of all the different ways this could be done. And like, is this the best way? Is there something I could show them? Maybe that could be better. I feel like maybe they threw the baby out with the bathwater a little bit on getting rid of the ambulance boat crashing moment, and forgetting that, hey, let's have a fence. And it made sense when I was doing it because of the ambulance was stuck in the mud, and so we were already close to the ground, so it makes sense that there would be something else close to the ground, aka a fence. And I rigged up I got like a fence asset. I got particles, because when you're underwater and it's previs, how do you tell them that you're underwater? Because it just looks like you're floating in grayness. So what I did was also use some particles to emit from objects from the boat that had been broken, which was something you have to go to the rigger and be like, hey, can you break up this boat and make it into a couple pieces? So then not only did we see it when it hit the ambulance, but we were seeing it fall on us, and we're having to like dodge the pieces as they're falling. Then we realize as we swim, we get stuck and we can't swim. And then we look down and we see we need a button mash, get our ankle out of the fence. So they deleted all that, man. And this is part of working in games and movies. I worked for 7 months on Suicide Squad and have about 3 seconds to show for it in my reel, because halfway through that project they decided the main character villain dude shouldn't talk. And up to that point he was saying all this like ancient language stuff and had these really cool like close-up shots of like lip sync animation of the main villain of the freaking movie. And then halfway through they're like, nah, never mind, delete all that. You're like, man, I worked for 2 months on this and we had like 8 rounds of reviews for this shot and it got approved and then they cut it. So like my heart's not broken that they cut out the thing that I'm describing, but this is the reason why I'm doing this stream, is so that I can talk through people who haven't been exposed to working on a project of this scale, what goes on and what you have to be prepared for. You might think you have the best idea in the world, and they don't take it, and you got to be like, sure, no problem, what's your idea, I'll make that the best version of itself that it can be, kind of a thing. But so that's what this cinematic could have been that I fought for, and after I left they changed it because they probably put it in someone else's hands, and they were probably also trying to limit the scope, is what I would guess, because then you have to have the fence asset final, you have to have the ambulance asset final, you have to, because what we were doing is like pre-busy break things up like the boat. I mean, imagine all those conversations we have to have. I have to talk to Al Medina, sign off to like go down this road, go talk to the rigger, take up his time, get him to break it up and then rig each individual piece. Then I have to go in and animate this thing happening, go into reviews for this, maybe they have, I can't remember if they had I think they had a couple, like Al Medina had some notes, so I went through maybe 2 or 3 rounds of notes with her. And then I don't think Neil ever saw it while I was there, so I think after I was there he saw it, probably, and that's or the game directors, Anthony or I'm blanking on other game director's name. I love laser tag. Paintball is more fun. Yeah, paintball is fun. Maybe it's more fun. Yeah. Did you see about Neil Druckmann at Twitter arguing with another game maker? Joe, I did not see that. What were they arguing about? I know Neil's been on there. He's been very vocal, sticking up for some of the abuse. I'm just going to hit pause because that is very loud. Some of the abuse that has gone on directed towards the actors of Abby and just the game makers in general. It's obviously completely absurd, and my assumption is those people making those threats are like incredibly immature children who don't even understand the words they're saying, because I can't imagine any grown person thinking it's okay to make physical threats of violence against someone for making a work of art, or that they're in any way, shape, or form justified in that level of harassment online is just completely ridiculous. So I didn't see him getting in an argument. What was he getting in an argument about, Joe? If you want to see some other interesting takes on Naughty Dog, Game Anim at Game Anim. Jonathan Cooper wrote a book called Game Anim. That's his handle on Twitter. Had some things to say about Naughty Dog, so I guess he never wants to work there ever again. Because he said some stuff that would not be looked very kindly upon, I would think, if you're the employer. But Jonathan, I worked next to Jonathan. He helped me
Abby, where are you?
with one of the sequences I worked on. he had been at Naughty Dog for a long time, so I was really surprised that he was so outspoken on Twitter with what he said about Naughty Dog.
Damn it.
R.I.P. Suicide Squad. Yeah, man, that movie. A lot of times, if you work on movies or games, you have to take the job and you won't even know what the project is. So it's even more insane that people would be like, want to bash someone. Can we slide down stuff? I feel like that was a game kind of feature on one of these. Anyway, it's even more insane when you take into context. Sometimes people work on a project and they took the job without ever even knowing what the project was going to be. And then people want to threaten their life because they didn't like the project or something. It's like, man, this person had nothing to do with those decisions. It wasn't their choice to, kill off this character or do whatever. They got hired for a job and they did their job. Like, y'all are crazy, man. What did you work on? It was like crimals, or do you mean criminals? I don't know. Will, are you asking in regards to what did I work on in regards to what? Working on Suicide Squad? Like the job I'm in at right now at Rocksteady, they wouldn't tell me what the job is. Like I can't talk about that project. All I can say is I also didn't know what it was about when I took that job. Like they wouldn't even. It's not even an option to be like, let me sign an NDA. They weren't going to tell you what the project was. Only until after you committed to being hired would they tell you. I mean, not even then. They wouldn't even tell you. You had to get there on the first day of work, and then they show you what the thing you're going to be working on for the next couple of years of your life. I don't know if people understand that's how some of these work. You can be hired for a project you don't even know what it is, and you have to make a decision to move to a completely different country, pick up and move everything, and you don't even know for what the project is. So just be aware that is a thing that can happen. A game, what did you work on? It was like a game a couple of years ago. Are you thinking of Diggs Nightcrawler? Jailbreakers? Oh, Lawbreakers. I worked on Lawbreakers. Yeah, well, good memory. That game doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. The guy who created Gears of War, right? Gears of War. I'm just totally blanking on his name. Back. He kind of has like an odd last name. Back. What's his name? What's the Gears of War guy name? Do you move often so far because of your job? Yeah. So I've lived Louisiana. I've lived in Los Angeles, San Francisco. I've lived Oakland, Alameda, California. I've lived Vancouver, British Columbia, and now I'm in London, England. And it is something I deliberately chose to do because a lot of times, and it kind of makes sense when you get to a certain level of your career, most people are going to have families and aren't going to be able to move as easily. So there actually may be maybe less competition for senior roles than you may expect, not because there's a lack of, more experienced people. It's a lack of people willing to move because they have kids in school, or their spouse has a job they can't leave. So with this knowledge, I knew that if I played to my strength of being willing to move, I could actually have more opportunities than I feel like most people expect they could have. Because you think, oh, senior role at a big company, like you got to be really good, or it's going to be really hard to get that job. Do you see what they did just there? They flashed the lightning so that we would see that, even with our flashlight on. So that's a great design here on cluing in the gamer of like where they should go. Because here it's kind of the same brightness, and they knew that, and that's why they used the lightning to their advantage, so that it'd be like, hey, look over here. Look at that great game design right there. Cliff is the guy's name who he worked on. I think he created Gears of War and then left and made his own company called Boss Key in North Carolina. Oh, here we go.
Jesus.
Never enjoy that. You know what? I feel like they never really got the hair right on these dogs. Like that tail. The tail's not right. You know what I mean? Like that's the tail of like a red panda or something. It's not easy to do. I mean, I'm not discounting the effort I'm sure they made, but like that tail is not the tail of a dog. That's like a squirrel, like a big squirrel or something. Tom, are you a game dev for animation? I am a animator for games and films. If you go to lucasridley.com/portfolio, you can see all the things I've worked on.
God.
So I worked on this game.
Fuck happened here?
That's why I'm streaming this game and talking about it, because I worked on this game. I'm missing a section here. I want to make sure I'm not missing stuff. Oh, I'm full. All right, I need to make some things. I am not a boomer. Alright, well maybe that was the other dead. I wanna make sure I'm not missing. I feel like you can't work on a game like this and then be called a boomer. I feel like that's missing what a boomer is all about. Nice, looks good. He is my uncle too. Yep, I'm Rogue Volcano 882's uncle. We took a really great trip to Yosemite, right, Will?
Owen.
I'm so pumped we took that trip before quarantine happened. Like, we'd been planning that trip for like a couple years. And imagine if quarantine happened right before we were going to try to take that trip. That would have been terrible. So how can I get in there? Looks like... Ooh, someone's talking. How do I get in that room, though? Can I pull this table over? I feel like I should be able to pull something over and then climb through the skylight here. Can't even jump on the table. Maybe it's not meant to be. 7.25 an hour. That's criminal. If you have to work a minimum wage job, then do it in California, because the minimum wage in California is much higher, if I'm remembering right. Let me make sure all this stuff is reloaded. Wait, why can't I? They're not even letting me. This is reloaded. I don't know what kind of mess I'm about to get into.
People don't come back from that island.
How many times has Abby risked her life for you?
She chose this. I'm not fucking going there.
Then don't! Go back.
Fuck you. Hands up. Where's Abby?
You're that girl from Jack's?
Tell me where she went.
How do we know you won't kill us?
Give her what she wants and we're dead.
You guys can survive this. I just need her.
Bullshit.
You. Come here.
Fucking get over here!
Have you heard of DICE's A&T animation system? No, I haven't. What's that about?
Fucking match up.
What are you doing?
She's probably dead anyway.
It is not worth it.
Stop!
We can talk
Back
about
the fuck up!
Point to where she is.
Fucking Christ!
Oh. Ooh. Oh! Watch out. Are we gonna play? A button mash? These would have been fun to work on. I didn't do these. Oh, maybe not that fun.
Tell me where Abby is. Where the fuck is she?
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to spoil that moment. But I was like, oh, that's the chick that's pregnant. Don't kill her. You're a monster, Ellie. We're playing as the villain, y'all.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. Hey.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up, Tom. I'm not familiar with it. I'm assuming it's some kind of... You're talking about gameplay animation? Because...
It's all right.
I feel like they could have done a little better on that. That's kind of like an important little blood moment there. occurred and just kicked everybody off the stream. Oh well. I was almost done anyway. I don't want to break up this cinematic though. I'm going to put this up on YouTube after we're done. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It said it gave some weird code, number code, and said error occurred, and then just said broadcast stopped. Oh, are we back? All right. Yeah, what did it look like to you guys? Because on my end, it just said error occurred, and then it said broadcast stopped. Ooh, look at the mirror. Is frozen. You guys, yeah, you up again? Just stream end. Yeah, it looks like everybody's back on. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. For a second, I was like, I wonder if the game doesn't allow to stream certain moments of the game or something to keep spoilers out. But like, we've already been through the kind of spoilery part of the game, I feel like. Oh wait, we're back in the theater. We've already been all through here. Wait, where's the how do I get out of here? The curtains? How do I get out of the curtains?
When we get there, this whole area will be thawed. Where are you going?
Needed some air. What are you guys doing up?
Couldn't sleep.
Come take a look at this. Thought is to head home via Ellensburg.
We're in Falls City by tomorrow. We're doing good.
She still wants to go get Abby, y'all. She's not trying to go home.
They got what they deserved.
But she gets to live.
Yeah. Is that okay?
It has to be.
I'm really not looking forward to going through Idaho again.
What you should be worried about is what Maria's gonna do to you when we get home.
We've been through worse. However, I was passing through some ritzy section of town, come across this necklace. It sparkles a lot. I think it's real gold.
You think it's real gold?
It's real gold.
Let's see it.
I know what gold looks like.
If it's legit, can we say it's from all of us?
Ha! You find your own damn bribes.
How you doing?
Fine. Fine.
The silhouette of his jacket, if they go back to that profile shot of him, look at his back. See that little dip? The only way that makes sense if he has a gun on his hip.
You're such a sap.
Alright, how about my friends can't get out of their own damn way?
It's better. Shit.
Oh!
Jesse, stand up!
Oh,
Hands in the air, I shoot this one too.
Oh!
What you do it, Ellie? Get out of here!
Stand up! Now!
Don't you fucking
Oh.
dare!
Shut the fuck up!
Oh!
Alright, stop! Stop! Toss your weapon. Toss your weapon! Fuck.
No.
I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. There is no cure because of me. I am the one that you want. Just let him go.
You killed my friends. We let you both live. And you wasted it.
Oh, snap, y'all. Jesse's dead. So is Tommy, probably.
Dad? Dad?
Here we go, little flashback. Now we get to a little
Dad!
tables turn moment here. Okay, sorry, let me catch up on some of the questions here. I want to make a modern military first-person shooter focusing on ultra-realistic soldier movement. Tom. Cool. Yeah. Good luck. That sounds like it's gonna take a while. You're gonna do that yourself, or you're gonna work for a company that's doing that? Rogue Volcano, is that Tommy? If so, the voice actor was the same voice actor that played Turner in Call of Duty World War II. Was it? I wonder. You could probably look that up. I'd be curious. Yeah, a lot of times voice actors are rehired and hired many times. There's one woman who was in Living Color, and she's in a ton of games as a voice actress. Potter asks, "Are you Tommy face model? You look like him." No, but thanks. I've said this in another stream. I worked at Naughty Dog, and I always walked past the modelers area to get to the kitchen, and I noticed one of my coworkers' face on their screen, and it was like, "Hey, are you guys taking scans of our faces to like put in the game?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we did that like a couple months ago."
Dad, come
I was like,
on!
"Oh no way! Like if y'all need
Can't keep doing this.
more faces, I'm happy to do that for you to scan my face and put me in the game." But unfortunately, yeah, they had already gotten all that, but it was mainly just for NPCs, so like the people the enemies mainly, so they scanned a lot of Naughty Dog employees' faces to use in the game, but
Dad!
I missed my chance. I got hired a little too late in the process to be included on that. You missed a big moment, babe.
No!
Now 4 years earlier, and we're Abby now.
Oh shit.
Jesse, we found Tommy and Jesse. Jesse's dead.
Oh shit.
Abby shot him.
Fuck you, Abby.
Ellie killed a pregnant woman, but she didn't know she was pregnant, and she killed Owen, who was Abby's boy
Oh, I remember.
from the beginning.
Wait, can I have on?
Yeah. So now where Abby is like a... One sec. This flashback scene looks photorealistic. Yeah, I think a lot of the assets they use are probably photogrammetry based assets.
Ollie stayed with you. Good
Ollie's
boy.
been out, man.
Good boy.
Good little ratty rat squirrel.
I don't want to be Abby.
You don't want to be Abby? This is... I think you'll come around. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Ellie just murdered a pregnant woman.
I know, I missed that, so I'm
So,
biased right
I mean, I'm just saying, if we're having to take sides right now, I'm gonna maybe go for the one that didn't murder a pregnant woman.
But she did murder Joel, and I like Joel.
Yeah, but we don't know, why did she murder Joel? I know, but I'm not telling you. And don't tell her. Don't you guys chat. Don't put it in the chat. fridge? Oh. Put away the bottle. It's annoying. You're just carrying around the bottle.
Maybe I can get up on that roof.
Yeah, Jesse was the best friend. Jesse was a good guy, man. And it happened super quick. There was like, you missed it. But when like they heard like a little bit of a tussle, and then Ellie was like, "Oh no!" And she like opened the door, and then it was just like, boom, bop. It was like very unceremoniously shot in the face. Is this it?
That way.
Oh, now I just... What did I do? Pull this bad boy out.
Ooh.
What did I get?
Virginia.
Virginia.
1978.
Oh, I can't flip it. What is it?
A
Is it a
bird.
quarter?
Virginia.
Yeah, but what denomination? What?
I would say quarter, but they didn't start doing those quarter things until like the 2000s.
Right.
Okay.
I understand photogrammetry will be more widely used for PS5. Yeah, it sounds like PS5 doesn't have the isn't going to have the limitations of PS4 and a lot of senses of. I love how people are always falling and slipping. The air ducts are always breaking. The
You,
It's their dad.
got a little mud on you there,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
So do you.
Where?
Right there. You know, every time you run off like this, they give me shit about it.
Come on.
Believe it or not, they actually care about your safety.
These woods are safe.
Dad.
Abs. She's been hanging out right on the other side of those trees.
And?
She's due any day now. We'll just check on her and then we'll head back. I promise.
this might be the boar moment that Taylor animated.
Let's just make it quick.
I thought that was supposed to be an Ellie thing, but
See? I've got my little girl to keep me safe.
they may have just been
Who's
using
the
Abby
actress
character.
for Abby? She looks familiar.
I don't know.
How'd you know I was here? Owen ratted me out, didn't he?
He did his job.
How'd you get him to talk?
I asked. Hey, look what I found.
Oh, wow. 1978.
Imagine you see three people in the
that one
game
in my
playing
collection.
Uno on a dog's stomach.
If you promise
What?
not to pour anything
Oh.
You got yourself a
You
no reason I could think.
Good memory, Will.
Come on. Let's keep looking.
Dad.
Relax. You'll be back.
Right?
home
Like, if
before
that
you-
was in the game, people would be like, nah, that's not real. People don't do that. But we did that, Will.
Just noticed you two have been hanging out a lot. More so than usual.
Oh, God. How long have you known?
I'm your dad. I see things. Like the way you both try really, really hard not to look at each other when you're around. You get all serious. It's very cute.
I can't handle this.
And he makes you laugh.
That's because he's such an idiot.
I just like how he's extra nice to me now.
So, you're taking advantage of him.
Abs, look. Fresh tracks.
Wait. This is just your sneaky way of giving me a tracking lesson, isn't
Yeah, I think this is the boar
I
thing.
would never. Is it working?
it? Well, I mean, I found you.
Yeah, but you cheated.
You do what you need to do to get it done.
Wow. You actually listen.
You have your moments of wisdom.
Let's see if we can find anything else.
Joe says you can play another character in this game. Is she Abby? Yeah, this is Abby.
See anything else?
This is Abby
Not
from
yet.
4 years ago.
Keep looking.
Oh, yikes.
What the fudge is that?
It's graphic.
It's like an inside of something.
Dad?
Oh, that was wonky.
Something.
Did you see that?
Like,
She already gave
It
birth.
it
oh,
popped
that's
up.
it. That's it.
2 sets of tracks.
Yeah.
Dad?
It's her. Let's go.
Placenta.
That doesn't sound
She's
good.
No, she's in pain. Abs. Come on.
that was weird too. Abs,
Wait, what if they're infected around?
come on.
This area is clear.
You know they roam.
You brought your gun, right?
Of course.
This used to be a. This is what I'm thinking. This used to be a stealth thing to show how to use the bow and arrow or something, but I think they changed it. Oh no, this is totally different.
We've got to cut her loose.
I think they just got rid of the boar thing. I'm thinking of.
It's okay, calm down. Don't worry. We're not gonna hurt you.
Rosie says hi, Nikki.
Hey, Rosie.
It's really in there. Abs, come here. I'm gonna hold her.
Okay.
Calm down, calm down.
You can't hold a zebra.
Over here, Owen!
What?
Hey, get over here and help me hold her.
We need you back up.
Owen! Hold her! Come on.
Alright. You got her tight?
Yeah.
Alright. Get in there, Abs. Steady.
There's another save the cat moment. This makes you feel empathy for the character that you're supposed to think is the villain,
Everybody's
or
looking for
they
you. You
are
gotta-
a reluctant hero figure. So you have to put them in a circumstance where they save something else, so that it makes you feel empathy for them.
We did good back there. Doc,
Look at that little baby Z.
that girl showed up. What girl?
The one Marlene keeps talking about.
They found her in the tunnels. She has an old bite mark on her arm. No signs of infection. That can't be. They're already running tests on her, but you gotta get down there.
This is overlapping with the first game. Rosie also says hi, Uncle Lucas. Hi, Rosie. I feel like this probably is a game Rosie shouldn't watch, though.
It's intertwined with the brain. There's no other option.
There has to be some other way.
There's no way to remove the specimen without destroying the host.
The host. She's a child, not some petri dish.
You think I don't... I'm aware of the situation.
And you're okay with killing her.
No, I'm okay with developing a vaccine that'll help save millions of lives. How many fireflies have died for less?
That was their choice.
It's a weird hand
Asking
pose.
me? Are you telling me this is how it's gonna be?
Should be this.
I'm begging you to buy in.
And what if this was Abby?
Look, everything that we've been fighting for, all the sacrifices, all of the horrific,
You need a little more shoulder.
all of that.
A lot of times the mocap shoulder motion isn't captured much, and you would be surprised just adding a little bit more how emotive someone can be. No.
I can't hear.
Yeah, that's not that.
Abby,
I brought you some dinner.
thank you, sweetheart. Look, Marlene.
Do it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go tell Joel.
Why?
traveled across the country with her. He has a right to know. Good luck with your surgery.
That's Abby's dad. That Joel killed. Now do you get it?
But he was trying
You're doing the right thing.
What?
He was trying to kill them.
He wasn't trying to kill her. He was trying to save millions of people.
If it was me,
His goal was not to like kill a
I
kid.
want you to do the surgery.
If it was Abby, she'd want you to do it.
Is he still in the fucking building? Abby.
No!
Abby, don't look.
Dad! Dad! No! No! Joel, get up. Joel, fucking get up. Please stop. Please don't shoot. Joel, please get up. No! No! No!
Burning hell, pendejo.
I'll fucking kill you.
Whoa, what are you doing? Benny.
Cleaning up.
No. We're here for him. That's it.
It's too risky to leave them alive.
Too fucking bad.
He's right.
How did he not put it that she was the girl Joel killed
We're no
him
better
over?
than he was.
It
They
seems
didn't do
obvious.
anything wrong. Yeah, look at my face. Fuck your face. You should have been guarding the upstairs like I told you to. Move! Back up.
Calm down.
Or what? Back the fuck up!
Calm down.
Garden! You shoot me?
Stop. We're done.
The golf club should have gone further that way. It went straight down. It shouldn't have done that. She threw it out like that.
Abby. Oh. Easy. You okay, Abs?
Yeah, just... What's up?
Been searching everywhere for you. We've been called up. Isaac wants us at the front.
What? Are you serious?
I'm afraid so. We should hustle.
We're leaving now?
Yes. Vámonos.
Okay.
All right.
Fuck my neck.
I think that's it for
Hey,
tonight.
thanks for
Did
giving
like
me that
little
last night.
3-hour
Who was
plus
it this
session.
time? That cook chick?
Nah, the weather chick. down for
Thanks for
lunch.
joining. If you haven't watched
Oh,
before,
science
my name is
class.
Lucas Ridley
Nice.
with
it's a little too
digitalcreatorschool.com.
Talk my ear off about some storm.
I worked on this game, that's why I'm streaming
Worth
it.
it, though?
And
Absolutely. I can
I will continue streaming the rest of the game as I play through it. And talk about the process of
You should.
that and give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions you have.
I keep thinking the same thing.
So thanks for watching, and probably today's Sunday night, maybe Tuesday night I'll do it again. See you, Will. See you guys. Thanks for watching. There's Nikki saying goodbye. All right. See you guys next time.